Hello again.
Welcome back
Welcome back
to Figuring It Out.
Episode
17.
DSE Siete.
There you go.
Boom. We got there.
We got there, and we're back.
We're back and better than ever.
My name's Dana.
My name's Dominique.
And Dom, how were you this week? What happened?
This week,
Where'd you travel
not
to?
much. Work.
Mhm.
IKEA.
Oh!
There it is. I went to IKEA for the first time.
Yeah. How was that? I've never been to an IKEA.
IKEA is a piece of my life that I didn't know I was missing.
Really?
Truly.
Mm.
It was an experience in of itself.
Okay.
It's you walk in.
Is it like an amusement park?
It's an amusement park of furniture.
Okay.
Like, none of the rides are moving or anything.
Yeah.
But it's still
It's so beautiful.
there's a lot to take in, and the lines are really long. And so they have everything like set up
Yeah.
in like as if you were in someone's household.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay, very welcoming.
very welcoming, very open. Like they had one thing set up where it was like you were on a patio
Okay.
outside,
Mm.
and the wallpaper was just New York City with a railing on it.
So it's very endearing to a consumer's eye.
Really.
Mm.
And I had meatballs.
Marketing. Oh, they do. They're famous for their meatballs.
For their Swedish meatballs, yes. They also had salmon balls.
Okay.
I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know anyone wanted that to be a thing.
Yeah.
I tried one.
How was it?
It was a ball of salmon. That's for sure.
As
For
much-
goddamn sure. How are you, Dana?
I'm good. I did my first ever New York photo shoot this week.
How did that go?
Very well. The photographer is the sweetest little peach. She is from the United Kingdom.
Really?
Yeah, I think she's close to London. She lives like close to London. I don't remember what town or city or whatever. But
Okay.
she lives like an hour away from London.
Where'd y'all do the photo
Or
shoot at?
something. Soho.
Soho.
Yeah, we just like walked around a couple blocks and found a bunch of spots.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I got to do my like the rainbow shirt and the white overalls. Check my Instagram. But her name is Alice Clare, and her Instagram is Alice Clare Photography, and everyone should go check it out. And her website, aliceclarephotography.co.uk.
Check it out. She's a talented chick.
Oh my god, and she's such an amazing little pixie person.
Yeah?
Oh, she was so sweet. Her and me and my mom like all bonded all day. We got hot chocolate together. It was a spell time.
Oh, that sounds like something out of a movie.
It was so sweet. Well, are you ready to get into it? Because we have something exciting.
We have something new. Something interesting.
Not too new. We've done this before. Half a scale.
This is... We're gonna be figuring it out with people?
Friends?
Other people?
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
So, who the fuck are you?
Hi, I'm Big Trunk, and my first wife was an IKEA.
Oh shit, okay. And who are you?
I am Lavender Jones. Hello.
Okay.
How you doing?
How are you?
Good.
Call
How
me
are
Ed
you?
for this time. I'll be
Mhm.
Ed.
Ed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For those of you listening, this is my boyfriend Ed,
Hello.
and this is his best friend, music partner, Joe.
What's good?
And today they're going to be our first official guests.
Congratulations, guys.
Thank
Just
you.
one
Nice.
congratulation, that's all
Only
you get.
one. That's-
Only a
that's-
single
you have
one.
to
That's fine.
Our
Split it
budget
with
doesn't
me.
Yeah, I was gonna
Okay.
say, we can share it.
I'm gonna pick the Post Malone song. That's the one congratulation I want.
Take it.
The budget doesn't allow more than one congratulation.
That's
Okay.
okay. It's okay.
Add us on Patreon. So yeah, who the fuck are you? What are you as a music group? Who are you as people?
Little
The
rundown.
rundown of who you are as lives. Rock, paper, scissors for who starts.
All right, sure. Go ahead.
Alright. I'm, who are we as musicians? We like to call our music what the fuck. Because we don't even really know what's going on, you know? It's just whatever we're feeling that week or that day or that minute. We just make what we want to make, you know? And that's what we think music should be, I think, right? Can you concur?
Yeah, I mean, whatever it's generally just a reflection of you, and you can feel tons of different ways with tons of different influences. So it's like it's just gonna come out of anywhere. Like there's times it's like a trap beat with medieval like music influences, and it doesn't make any sense, but it always sounds good. Like all the time.
And that's what matters.
And that's just how you create something new.
Yeah, you just take it as honestly as you can.
So that's who you are. You guys are your music.
We are what the fuck. Yeah,
we are what the fuck.
And we are figuring it out. That's
Hell yeah, I'm right on.
Okay, so Dom, do you want to ask them a question of yours?
Absolutely. So I'm gonna start off. I wanna take the listeners back a little bit, back in time. How would you guys describe your life and what you were like at 18 compared to now?
I was just like not aware of myself at all.
Yeah.
Like I was very aware of other people. I had like no idea what the fuck was happening underneath my skin. I was just like, let's do this. We're gonna figure something. I don't know. Let's get drunk. Maybe that'll help. Did it help? Did it help?
Yeah.
No. We should smoke. No, wait, that didn't help either. Just keep doing it.
keep trying different things.
Yeah,
Keep
just
trying
try
different
random
things.
shit. Eventually that led to like figuring what was happening, and then now we're here. So you know,
Now we're here. You turned
I'm
out
a little
okay.
more. Yeah, I'm a little more self-aware.
That's good.
I think that goes for both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
for
were
sure.
you at 18?
I was more disconnected from people,
Yeah.
I think, than I am now. You know, I think I connect with people in general better. I'm more sociable. I definitely was more, like, confident in myself, had more of an ego when I was 18.
Uh-huh.
I was more put together when I was 18, but I like kind of
that
being
way.
blown on the walls, you know what I mean? It's nice being spread out, and, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Scatterbrain. That's it.
Sometimes you have to just let yourself fall apart to find exactly who you are.
Exactly.
Yeah, you gotta hit that point before you're like, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Just let it out. Just end up being Kanye with that galaxy brain.
Do you think Kanye
Never
has
stop
hit
it.
his lowest point yet?
No.
No?
No.
Do you think
Because
there's...
Donald Trump exists. So
So,
there's no lower point than
I mean,
what's going
Kanye
on
could
currently.
he could do like a lot of fucked up shit still.
Yeah.
Like he's just he's kind of like a really big dick, but he hasn't done anything where it's like, wow, you're actually fucking doing some crazy shit.
Okay, but
He's
also
just out of his mind.
he is out of his mind, but
Yeah.
Fame will do that to you.
And he
In that
lo-
capacity, I'm
and he just
sure.
fucking
yeah, I
embraces
mean,
it.
Amanda Bynes, do you
But
remember that
better
fiasco?
if you can't do anything else.
Yeah.
Do you remember Amanda Bynes?
Yeah.
I do.
And
Poor
her
girl.
setting her parents' lawn on fire?
She did that.
Look at her now. She's back.
She's back.
She is back.
She hit her point.
She went to rehab and whatever, and she's now in college at law school.
She's in law school?
I think so.
Oh my god, it's like that one movie she was in. What was it called? Sydney White.
That's on my Netflix queue. I've yet to watch it.
Guys, it's great. It's about Amanda Bynes joining a sorority.
Let's watch it tonight.
Because
So-
mom's getting lit on fire. But yeah, I think at 18, like, it's a weird time
Yeah.
for all of us.
Yeah. Now, speaking of, figuring out who you are from 18 to now, have you guys figured out if you believe in a higher power, or do you have any religious standpoints that you would want to talk about?
You definitely go first on this one.
I don't know. As far as like, you don't need outer organizations for whatever your religion is, whatever your levels of belief are. You don't need someone else telling you how to do that, because it's not going to be as true to the experience for you, because
Yeah.
God is as far as I think of it, it's pretty much the universe. Like anything has the potential to happen, and the level of intention makes things happen quicker, obviously. So it's really just how you're feeling about it. You're going to create whatever you're really out of it.
You're on a roll.
Yeah. But no, the more intention you put into something, the more it's going to actually come true. Because you're going to put more energy into it if you have a stronger intention for it. And for me, I think that always tries to translate into that.
So do you believe the higher power, if not just the only power, is intention?
It's just what you're willing to do.
Okay.
The things that you want and how you're pursuing them. Because that's really how anything moves forward.
Yeah.
I mean, animals just go through like a cycle, and then it's like, what, monkeys ate mushrooms, and then they were just like, we can actually think about things.
Yeah.
And then they were like,
Basically,
ooh, I can do this like way harder. Because now they're thinking about it. Like before it was just a process. And now you can add extra energy into it.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous. But I tried to apply that in a way that like I can get something from that. Some kind of feeling of it. I don't know.
Yeah. How
Makes
about you,
me-
Joe?
I believe that
That's fair.
God is the summation of matter and energy in the universe. Kind of like what he was saying. Like, it's everything.
So it's everything. Everything's kind of like, everything's
Is its
connected.
own God?
Yeah. Everything is, I mean, for me, I think in the least common denominator. You know what I mean? Like, you have all these holy texts, and they say that they're all the one truth. So if you're taking this book and embracing it as the one truth, you're not going to be interested in what all the other books have to say. But when you kind of like look at all the other books and know what they're trying to say, and like you see the similarities between them, and then you look at science and you see the similarities between science and religion, and like string theory and how it ties into like religious stuff now, you see that like we are kind of gods of this universe, and like anything that can think and alter the way that the universe is existing is kind of a god of the universe.
Yeah.
You know?
It kind of comes down to like, what's your definition of God?
Yeah, exactly.
We're what gives it that definition in the first place. We're kind of why, in a way, because we can think it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
And even that, like, on a personal level, you are the god of your own universe. The way you perceive it is how it represents itself to you, and it's only going to represent itself to other people that way if you can make them see it your way.
That's
very true.
Accurate. Wow.
What is religion other than you following
Something.
Someone else's
something?
viewpoint.
Someone else's perception of the world?
Yeah.
Well, shit, guys. That was very...
Opening.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Appreciate it.
So, I am going to speak words. I'm gonna have to cut this out. I'm sorry, I lost my place.
Editing.
Editing! Okay. Alright, so, what would you say is something that makes you guys want to wake up in the morning?
I can't think of anything. No. Honestly, I mean, I just feel like I have so much more to do. Whether it happens soon or it happens in a long time from now, I just feel like there's something more that's coming.
Yeah.
That you just gotta keep waking up for.
Yeah.
Taking it day by day.
Yeah, like there's always going to be something more, and I try to like focus on smaller things, but I tend to lose focus on big things.
Yeah.
So like but I still try to hold on to them
Yeah.
because I know it's there. I just don't. I have no idea what it's gonna be.
I agree with that 100%.
Plus, seeing
Like-
like nieces and nephews running around is like fucking
Yeah.
crazy. Like to actually see them and be like, "Holy shit, you are growing so fast."
Yeah.
You're a fucking-
Eventually, you're gonna be an entire human being.
Yeah, like that.
Living a life.
That switch from like, oh, you're kind of babbling to like, I'm fucking cursing. Shouldn't do that around children.
True.
You become much more aware.
Yeah, like they're talking, and I'll do that. Like I'll almost like
Yeah.
just be like, yeah, that fucking shit sucks.
Because you just talk to them as if they're regular
Yeah, like
people. They are.
They come up with a
They're just
problem, and I'm
tiny.
just like, fuck.
I broke my ball. That fucking shit sucks, man.
Dude, you gotta find another ball. I don't know how to help you, but I'm trying to give you the information you need. But yeah, that shit is great.
What about for you, Joe? What makes you wake up in the morning?
I definitely agree with Ed. Like, music and like working towards a bigger thing is definitely a motivator for me. But most of all, I'd say it's like the human experience.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes I'll just be walking down the street and I'll see the way the sun goes through the leaves on a tree, and I'll look at it and just be like, this moment is beautiful. And capturing that one moment,
100%.
it's amazing.
Yeah. There are times where, like, I'll see something, like, so beautiful and just be like, how am I alive right now?
Right? It's so ordinary, but
Yeah.
not.
Yeah,
It's
because
insane.
everyone can experience it, but we all experience it just 100% differently. And we all get different feelings from different experiences.
Yeah.
And it's so wild.
It is.
Like, dang. Dang, man.
Holy
We're
shit.
getting deep in this episode. I really appreciate that.
This is nice.
Yeah, it's
This
a
is
nice
very
change
nice.
of pace. Okay, guys. If you could be anybody besides yourself, who would you be?
Danny DeVito.
Wow.
Why wouldn't you want to be Danny DeVito?
Danny DeVito makes me nervous.
Makes you nervous?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he's so small, and I feel like the way he moves his like limbs and stuff like that when he's like trying to scurry somewhere is like my worst nightmare. That's what I see when I'm like strapped to a chair in a dream coming at me.
He's kind of, he has like the same body composition as Mike Wazowski.
Yes!
That's where I'm at with Danny DeVito. But it would be a good life to live.
Right?
I don't think it'd be terrible. What else has Danny DeVito been in? Besides It's Always
Matilda?
Sunny. Oh, shit!
Yeah.
Oh, my God!
Yeah.
Would you be Danny DeVito back to the point where he was in
I would want to live his whole life. Like little baby Danny DeVito.
If you wanted to fully embrace the DeVito, I think you just have to just go through it all.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. What about you, Ed? If you could be anyone other than yourself.
I think I would be the ancestor that connects Steve Buscemi and Christopher Walken, just to see what it's like to see through their eyes, because their eyes look fucking crazy all of the time. And then I'd know the root. I'd know why they're like that. I don't know.
Would you would document this, right? For the rest of the world to know.
absolutely.
You wouldn't be selfish
Yeah,
with this
absolutely.
information.
This is like
Thank God.
grade A meme quality information. Like, you have direct descendants
I fully believe,
meme material.
like, I think they're already teaching courses on memes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm sorry. I just have to
That
stop for
would
a
be-
second. That, for some reason, really killed me.
That rocked your fucking world.
Annihilated me. I was not expecting that answer in the slightest.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Wow.
I'm glad you said it. I'm glad someone
They're
said it.
you.
teaching classes on memes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're teaching classes on fucking everything.
Memes are part of the culture now.
It's
you
a
gotta
culture.
realize.
Yeah.
It's
And that would be a
affecting the
killer piece
zeitgeist.
of culture. You could write a piece on that.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
is it in college classes or like in high school they're teaching
No.
about memes?
It's like an elective in college, you know?
Okay. That I'm fine with
Wait,
that.
no, it's
I
one of the
just-
required courses for a law degree. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you know what?
Like, teaching lawyers how to have a sense of humor.
One day some weird legality thing's gonna happen with memes, and then it is gonna be a required class for law school. For pre-law kids.
Yeah.
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 Like some ridiculous meme, nuanced thing. Someone's gonna get sued over a meme, and that's gonna be it.
I'm sure people have gotten sued over memes. Oh my god, memes. That's what our, like, generation is gonna be remembered for. You know how they had, like, the Roaring 20s, and they were doing a bunch of cool, like, speakeasy shit? No, you know what? You know what we have?
Digital hieroglyphics.
Yes.
That's good.
Digital hieroglyphics. Someone might just have to decipher what the fuck was going
Yep.
on. Because we might just lose all records of everything, and that just might be the only thing we have left.
You know what we should do for an episode sometime?
Huh.
We should do a meme challenge and see, like, bring up a meme and see if we can remember when that meme was popular.
Oh, absolutely. And we can recall, like, where we were at our lives at that time.
I've been thinking about that for the last couple days. I feel like it would be a really amazing challenge.
And there you go, guys. Previewed to what to expect. Okay, so I got a question for y'all.
Oh my god.
But you didn't see that shit coming.
Oh no.
Alright. You can make one rule that everyone else in the world has to follow. What's your rule? We got one.
And no one can break it. Every single person has to follow this
It
rule.
is of the highest degree of thought. I know, my dad's a lawyer. I know how this shit works.
Ooh.
That's a good question. I like that one.
Thank you.
I don't know whether to give you a serious answer or a joke answer.
Well,
Why don't you give us both?
Yeah.
I'm sure I can think of
no, I
both.
only got
but-
one.
Ooh.
True.
Whichever one you go with, I'll do the opposite.
That's what I'm
Or
saying.
vice
That's what I'm
versa.
saying.
Okay. Okay.
Let's give a little salt and pepper.
Shake and bake.
Okay. I think one law that I would make universal.
Universe.
Gotta watch like C-SPAN for like 48 hours straight.
What is C-SPAN?
Exactly.
What is C-SPAN?
Exactly.
What are you inflicting upon our people?
You gotta just watch like boring ass political, like just like
Oh.
rooms, like just courts, and then just
Honestly?
groups, and then 48 hours straight. You don't get a break. You
Just
get
once?
water and food, obviously.
Just once. Or is this like...
You have to do it at least once. It's probably the rest of them are like optional, but after the first one, I think you'll know.
See, I think that'd be better if you had to do it like a log, right? Like you logged in and it tracked your time watching it,
Yeah.
and you had to do it like once a year.
That seems
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah. That would be really good. So every single person would at least get somewhat of what's going on in like
Yeah.
the world and the news and the judicial system and, all that stuff.
And if they were
Okay.
really trying to be not interested in it at all, they would still have to watch it.
Yeah.
And it's so boring.
Yeah.
It's so boring. So they just sit there and be like, why am I being so bored? Fine, I'll listen to what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just break them down.
Just
Word.
break them down. Meme them with political rooms. Just big
That's a
old
very good
ones.
rule.
I was gonna say, I can't tell if that's the serious answer or the joke
I was
answer.
just about to...
And I'm trying to do the opposite. So I gotta come up with something in the middle. Actually, no plastic. That's the rule.
No plastic?
No plastic.
Alright.
Because it's a good rule, but it's a rule that's way too inconvenient for people to follow unless you make it like a rule.
That's very true. I went to Disney World recently and they had paper straws.
Yeah, that's like a thing. That's gonna be a thing like all around soon.
They're good. They work. They get soggy after a while, but shit, drink your shit faster.
Or just use multiple paper straws. Is that not the answer?
Yeah, what's
I
interesting
guess.
about it is like there is biodegradable plastic. Like it exists. And it's like a dime more expensive than the plastic that already is being used. So it's not used.
But
Is that why we're so fucking-
in corporate
Exactly.
matters?
It does.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Like how much a 10-cent raise makes on your paycheck.
Yeah.
Think about that if they're buying materials, you know what I mean?
Tons of materials.
On this topic of laws and all this stuff, with the way that technology is going right now, where do you see it in 10 years from now?
I mean, the first human cyborg exists.
I know.
Where is
Right.
it?
Germany.
Is
Isn't her name Sophia?
No, it's a dude.
It's a dude.
Yeah.
Oh.
He was blind, and they put an antenna at the top of his spinal cord,
Oh my
and it
God.
makes it so he can see. And he can see in infrared and ultraviolet.
So is he half?
That's scary.
Is a cyborg half human?
Half human, half robot. That's a cyborg.
I mean, he's probably like
Scary.
10%.
Well, yeah, but
Still.
He's a low level.
Feel it. What if we start using people as like weapons? Basically,
I mean-
you can
Basically-
bioengineer the
What's
like
an
the
army?
perfect weapon. Yeah, like he can see see infrared.
Yeah.
And eventually he
Yes.
can shoot lasers.
Eventually, that's the next feature.
Oh, from the antenna? That would be awesome. But, yeah, since like the early 2000s, technology's been growing exponentially, so your mind can't really fathom it till it exists.
True.
If I had to guess, no paper money.
Yeah.
It's gonna be obsolete.
That's going to be the big
Everything's
one.
gonna be digitized.
I feel like that's gonna happen, very soon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What about you, Ed? Where do you see everything going in 10 years with technology?
I don't know. I think I'd like to hope that it is used more, like, practically.
Yeah.
But I think if people can make money, we're just gonna have like iPhone 400,
Yes.
and the iPhone 400 is actually just like your caretaker, and it just lives at your house, and then
And then
Apple just takes care of you forever, so that you don't ever have to not buy their products.
Nah.
That's why they're creating the robots.
Yeah.
And then every year and a half, you're going to have to get a new one.
Yeah.
Because the newest robot is going to come out.
Exactly.
And then there's just going to be dumps filled with robots.
Yeah. See, going with that, I feel like something like the Apple Watch now, that's going to be like a phone, right? And then that'll be like one of the extraneous things, like the Apple Watch now, is like Robo Butler that chills in your house.
Robobot. Yeah, but it'll just be like some dude on like
Actual
whatever Instagram
Alexa.
is in the future. Whatever Instagram looks like in the future. And they're just sitting there, and it's like, they're putting filters on and taking pictures with their robot butler, like, look at me, I'm so bougie.
Hashtag.
Haha, I'm being so early 2010s. Early 2010s, whatever.
Throwback.
Bougie. I could definitely see it going in a practical way, but
Yeah.
it's people gotta be more open-minded
Yeah.
to be like, yeah, we can use that in this way.
Nah,
As opposed to just being
C3PO.
like, C3PO, or I'm fucking out. No more.
And on this topic, where do you see education going in the next 10 years? Especially in the United States schooling system.
You don't want me to answer that one.
I do want you to answer it.
I think as we get more into like what is basically the plot of 1984, education regulations just going to keep going downwards and
Yeah.
defunded.
Yeah.
And that's the nicest way I can put it.
Yeah, honestly, I'm absolutely terrified for the future of the schooling system. And, like, the idea of my, like, biggest passion is to have children one day. And I already know that I'm going to have to homeschool them for them to be able to learn anything. Because they're going to be so dumbed down at that point that they're going to barely know how to write their name. Like, it's just the God-honest truth. Like, the school system is going down the shitter.
The public school system for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a shame. It was hell when we left.
Yeah, dude.
I mean,
I barely made it.
I barely made it out alive.
Y'all were right on the cusp of when it started going down for
Yeah.
real though.
That's when they started doing the park testing.
Yeah.
And
We
we were the
2 years
guinea
out.
pigs of
Yeah.
the park
Yeah.
testing.
We were the first round that wasn't allowed to say no to it.
Yeah, and got
We're
a good.
ending
I got a really good 2-hour nap like for that week at the start of every day.
Yeah, they're ending it.
Good. The park test makes no sense. I did try the first day. The park test with what they taught us and what was on the test, it just made no sense as to how
Yeah.
they let that happen. I didn't understand.
Yeah, that was our sophomore year that happened, because I remember that year I learned nothing because all of our curriculum was taken up by park testing learning. For a test that literally meant nothing. It wasn't graded. It didn't count for our graduation.
We were just guinea pigs.
just
So what
spent our
exactly
time.
was a park test?
The park test was a new form of standardized testing that they wanted to establish in public school systems to test or to assess students' English and mathematics knowledge for that year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically, it was gonna accompany, like, you would need it with, like, your SAT scores. You would need it in order to graduate.
Yeah.
But what are standardized tests other than money holes.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually, I can say it nice with this kind of context. Alright, so park testing is you being able to take this information and this structure that they gave you and bark it back at them. So they're giving you a formula, and then you're plugging the formula into the test and giving them the desired answer. But like when we were in school, even just 2 years earlier, the emphasis was on critical thinking and problem solving.
Yes.
And that's, when you get into the real world, critical thinking and problem solving is so much more valuable than being able to memorize something and bark it back at someone.
Yeah.
And that's what we got.
Yep.
Yeah.
Basically, that was my whole high school career.
Here, have this test review sheet, memorize the 10 questions that are on it. It'll be exactly formatted the same for the test tomorrow. Just pass.
Exactly.
And, I feel like when you guys were in school, like you said, they taught you critical thinking skills. They teached you. They done. See? Public schooling systems have completely failed me. I can't even form a coherent sentence. But
And they still don't have taxes in there.
What about you, Ed? Do you have any viewpoints as to where you think the school system is going to go?
I forgot that we were still on his point. That just was like, felt really fluid. Great job.
You're welcome.
Everyone. No, I don't know. I mean, I don't think, in the situation that it is, I wouldn't blame anyone for homeschooling. Like, I think everybody probably should at that point.
Yeah.
At a certain point, that's what's going to happen. Because you can only send kids away to, like, a shitty place for so long. As you become parents from a shittier school than your parents were from, you probably are a little dumber every time, so it probably wouldn't be bad. They'd be like, hey, this is fine. What are they, rats? I send them. In every classroom, the rats are teaching? Yes. My children need to know how to scavenge. This is great.
Yo, rats can go through mazes, okay? They gotta figure it out.
I understand, but I don't think rats should be teaching your children.
I disagree.
Listen.
By that point, they're going to have scientifically smart rats.
That's fair. I'm being ratist. I'm sorry.
Sentient rat teaching the children.
we're open-minded on this podcast.
Unless it's like, what's his name? Ninja Turtle's dad. Splinter, yes. I kept hitting Shredder, but yeah, there it is, Splinter.
We'll have Splinter teach the kids. I love it.
Yeah. All the kids are going to know martial arts. And every child's going to get a weapon personalized to them.
A more valuable skill than Pythagorean theorem.
Listen, if that's not like a Republican America, I don't know. We all know how to defend ourselves, and we each get a weapon. Let's fucking do it, guys.
Fucking put on the bootstraps. So, you guys. What do you think is the biggest misconception about people our age?
That we don't work hard. That's the biggest one.
I can second that.
And we even think it about each other a lot of the time.
Yes, we do.
Because it's like out there.
Especially in a lot of cases, like, people put in overtime, so they're working 60, 80 hours a week.
Yeah.
And they're like, fuck anyone else working your normal 40-hour weeks, which I think is a lot.
Yeah.
40 hours is a lot. Me, honestly, everybody's body is different, and everybody's body can withhold different pressures and different stresses. And, personally, my body can only withhold, 35 to 40 hours a week before I burn out. And, some people can push, 80-hour weeks and be perfectly fine and go to the gym and, have a social life. But, your girl can't do that, and, a lot of people can't do that. And we should be belittled for it by other people being like, well, I'm working harder than you.
Yeah, but, it feels like in a lot of cases all we do is work. It's everything is centered around that. Our schedules our outside lives are built around our work schedule.
Yeah.
It's very consuming.
Because we don't get paid enough to survive.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
Not at all. It barely cuts it. I don't think you can live, especially where we are now, alone. You would have to get a roommate.
Yeah.
You don't make enough.
Multiple
You need
roommates.
$15 an hour to live on your own in New Jersey, and that's stretching it.
That's stretching it.
Yeah.
That's budgeting.
Yeah.
That's lowest low of the low, like, quality shit.
Yeah.
Just to make it by.
Ramen.
I mean, I know people who are making $20 an hour and still can't be living on their own. Because, like, the bills and all that stuff and paying, like, the rent and everything is just still way too much.
I mean, like, my dad always says there was a time when he was our age where you could go out and you could buy an entire ass car off a
Yeah.
couple weeks paycheck and it be your car. You don't have to pay it off. It's just yours.
Yeah.
Same with a house. Same with
My mom and my dad...
college.
My mom and my dad bought their first house, I think, for less than $100,000. And that was, like, a lot back then.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad was working as a dishwasher at a restaurant. So
You can't do that now. It's just an unfortunate. It's an honest job. It is an honest fucking job, but it just wouldn't be enough.
no.
Yo, if you
I
think
mean,
about it, right? So, like, you know how grandpas are always like, when I was your age, I got paid $3 an hour, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know what, like, Coca-Cola's slogan was from the time when, like, he was 20? Worth a dime costs a nickel, right? So, a bottle of Coke costs a nickel, and he gets paid $3 an hour, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what? 300 divided by, you know,
5,
whatever.
60.
By 5, 60, right? So now, I get paid, what, $10 an hour, and a bottle of Coke costs $1.50. So now, divide 10 by $1.50. It's not even close to the same ratio.
Oh, not at all.
That $3 went way farther than our 10 does.
And inflation just keeps getting worse, and it's
Yeah.
going to continue to get worse.
Oh, yeah.
To the point where, you know, raising the minimum wage to $15, yeah, it sounds like a lot. But if everyone's pushed to $15, you're not going to have enough to live, like
Yeah.
you said. So,
I tweeted today, follow me on Twitter, at @DanaRenee_, that money is the weirdest concept. Like,
we did it.
bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
What's weird about it, though? What do you mean?
Like, just I feel like in today's society, the way that money is held is such a weird concept, and it's just become so misconstrued, I feel like. Because money holds so much power when it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Just like, here's my one thing, just fucking, it's just trading, I understand that, but the way the society holds money now is just so, like, this isn't what it's supposed to be.
It's because people worship security, and in our society, money is security.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just freaking crazy, and I can't stand the world sometimes.
I think we should go back to pretty shells.
I agree. Let's just trade.
Ooh, that's
Can we
pretty.
pause this? I gotta be.
Yes.
That's
It's
the
the
prettiest.
most.
It's worth 5.
So, Ed, what do you think is the biggest misconception about people our age?
I don't know. I think a lot of people end up underestimating. I mean, I think it's just a generational thing, but I think a lot
Yeah.
of people end up underestimating people our age just because they're like, you don't have it together. Like, I had it together at like 20, and you're like 25. You're not even close. But like, I don't know. I also feel like people our age do. It's like a weird split. It's like the one side are like they're like hard workers, they're good people. They're like just trying to do well for themselves and like make something better. And then there's people who are just like ridiculous. Like so opposite the other way. Like they're just not good people, but they think they are.
Oh, absolutely.
And
It's
they
usually
just take like a glamorization, but
Yeah.
it's so weird because it feels like they're two different groups of people to me. But I think people just underestimate how far we can go.
Do you
in
think
either
they
direction.
just, like-
I think they think we're lost and we're not going to go like super far off. But there's a lot of people who have like, fuck it, I'm going off the deep end.
Yeah.
In either direction. They're like, I'm not doing anything ever. Like, I'm just working and getting to the end. And then there's people who just like, I'm gonna fuck up my life because why not?
Yeah.
And
You only
I
live
just
one
feel like
life.
yeah, but I feel like it's again. I think it's a generational thing, but I think like this age group is just more willing at that point. If they haven't already done that, I feel like it's like a breaking point. Like you decide like this is like the area where it's like, how do you shape which way you're going?
What age do you think is that like that cutoff? Like where do you think the path forks?
I think it can happen very early,
Yeah.
but I think it's like usually like I feel like early 20s is
Early
like a
20s.
really hard distinction about
like
how
who
they're
you
doing,
really
and you
are.
don't. Yeah, they don't. It never. I mean, some people pick it up really quick, but it never like jumps right away. But as soon as it hits, it's like you're constantly going a different direction. You're not just going straight. Like you made a decision to start going in a different direction,
Yep.
and it's not noticeable at first, and then it just builds. And by this point, like by the time you hit more of like a center, because now I'm actually the oldest person in the room.
Oh my god.
I'm 25,
Congratulations. He turned 25 yesterday as we're
Yeah.
recording this.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you. But I think by the time you're like 25, you kind of know where you're. Like by the time you hit the midpoint,
Yeah.
Yeah.
now thinking about it, having been like, oh, my 25th birthday, I'm like, okay. I think it's like now you're setting yourselves up for where you're trying to be,
Yeah.
and it's like, I don't know, it's honestly dope because you're all doing like way better than I think I was doing at the age that I was,
Yeah.
like where I was.
Mm-hmm.
So, great job.
Thank you.
You're doing
'Cause I'm-
amazing, sweetie.
Thank you.
fabulous.
Now, thank you. Yeah, now, but it's been a slow pace to get.
But
get
everyone
here.
has their own timing.
Yeah.
I think you gotta go
Absolutely.
like either end before you find your equilibrium.
Yeah,
Yeah.
without a doubt.
Yeah.
Caterpillar does not rush to be a butterfly, my friend.
Now, speaking
Which
again
is
of your younger self, what did you want to be as a career when you grew up? Like as a child, what did you want to be? What did you want to do?
I don't know about it as a child. I don't remember
Yeah.
like that specifically of my childhood. I know from like basically adolescence it was some kind of like singer, performer, or something,
Mm-hmm.
something like that, like something vocal, something that I can perform.
Something always like in entertainment.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like it's just how it's always felt.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't know. That's always been nice.
Yeah.
Because I always like I do things that are applicable for it, but
Yeah.
those are the things that I enjoy doing.
Yeah. So you don't have
So it just kind of worked out.
you
that
don't
way.
have an exact like I want to be this type of singer
No.
or whatever. You're just like I want to do something in music and entertainment and
Yeah,
whatever.
like
it
I
is.
just knew that I could do weird shit with my
Yeah.
voice and do like a bunch of cool shit, and I was
Yeah.
just like, oh, I wonder if I can do that. Oh, I can do that. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And then like as I became like a teenager, it just kind of went more and more into it, where I'd look at it and be like, okay, can I do that? How can I do that? What am I doing that's making me do that?
That's
Okay.
a pretty healthy way for it to evolve.
Yeah, exactly. It's all kind of just happened naturally, but it's
Yeah.
just been so like, I'm like the turtle.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of people end up being the hare. Like I'm absolutely the turtle.
You are the turtle. You are
I
slow
am
and
the turtle.
steady.
I'm going to get to the end. Like,
He's
it's
gonna win the
happen.
race.
I'm gonna win the race. I'm just.
You're
It's
gonna get
taken
there.
so fucking long. It feels like forever.
Isn't that the worst?
Yeah,
What
it's
about
terrible.
you, Joe?
What
What did you want to be when you were a kid?
I feel like I wanted to be a doctor.
A doctor? What
Yeah.
type of doctor? Just like
I don't know. Like,
overarching doctor?
vet, just like
I can
anything
see
like
you as
that,
that.
right?
Let's
Like,
generalize a lot
I
of
d-
things.
yeah.
Astronaut doctor.
Astronaut doctor. That's
Did-
awesome. Do they have those?
Doctor in space?
A doctor for the
What?
Astronaut doctor lawyer the third. That's
Oh
me.
man.
ETER. Catch it on CBS. 8 p.m. Eastern. But did the doctor thing ever evolve into anything, or did you bounce from
I mean-
the thing?
Like later, I wanted to be an engineer, and then I like went to school to be an engineer, and was like, "This shit's boring, and these people suck." And now I'm here.
I mean,
Life is trial and
basically what
tribulation.
you're doing with the music stuff, you're an audio engineer.
Yeah, right?
Technically. So
Yeah.
you are an engineer.
Sound engineer.
Yeah, very. And sound engineering is a very big important part of music.
Yeah.
So there you go.
You're right.
You
Freaking
done
killing it, man. Way to go.
I'm on it.
Way to be your sound doctor.
Sound doctor. Can I be? Oh, can I be Dr. Dre?
No, that one's taken. Sorry.
Damn.
I don't. Hi, Dr. Dre. Can I have headphones?
I have a question for you guys. What is your music role model? What is, like, do you have an artist that really put you into, like, damn, like, I want to do whatever that is?
I don't think we can pin our sound down to one guy. I
don't think one guy.
Do you have a sound, like, a sound inspiration or anything like that?
Yeah, I feel like both of us kind of, I don't know, it's strange. I feel like some people are just content where they are.
Yeah.
And they just like to stick to what they sound, like what sounds good.
Yeah.
Like they find something that sounds good and they just stay with it because they're like, that works.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like both of us are way more about the ability to do whatever it is. Because our brains will come up with like wild shit, like wild concepts and sounds that we want to incorporate into it. But I think we just always try to challenge ourselves. Like we'll listen to like, oh, this new rapper sounds like this. Like I wonder if I can do that. And you just sit there and you listen to it and you go like, fuck, I can kind of do that.
Yeah.
If I keep doing that, I could use that as a skill. And it's just like incorporating skills from other people. It's so weird.
Okay.
It's like, we're like that X-Men fucking dude. What is it, Angel? Archangel? He literally just takes people's powers. That's his power. His power is he just takes people's powers. And he has wings.
Love that.
That's it. It's all a motherfucker does. But that's what I feel like.
Do you have any role models of music or anything like that?
I have so many inspirations. If I had to, like, for, like, us as a group, I'd say we're, like, the Grateful Dead meets Kendrick Lamar meets the Animal Collective meets, like, some weird foreign guy banging on a bongo.
Very in the way of things, right?
Their music is very varying.
It is.
Yeah.
I've listened to you guys, Dana, actually. What was that song that you showed me off of their EP?
I put the gas in my phone?
I put the gas in my phone.
I believe.
I think so.
I don't know. I think I played a couple songs for you.
You did.
But
There was one in particular that really stood out. You guys have a really good sound.
I think it was the one that was mainly him that he was like singing.
Maybe.
Like really singing on it.
Maybe, but
Keep killing it, man.
you guys have an EP out.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you've been working on new music.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Always.
Can you guys tell us a little bit about the music that you're working on before it's released? Do you have a release date yet of anything?
No, not yet. There's been a lot of weird hurdles for us as far as this. We got a lot of work done in a compact time, and then it kind of had to stagnate because other things needed to take precedent at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But we're working back into it, and basically, you want to tell them what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. So the last one was the 7 stages of grief. Now we're going to be unleashing the 7 deadly sins.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
They all have obviously a theme with each one, but I think it's going to be dope.
Yeah.
That sounds like it's
I'm
going to be really
excited.
fucking cool.
Yeah, our last one was, it was definitely, like, a really wide array of sounds.
Yeah,
You know, like,
yeah.
each song sounded like it could be a different genre from a different dude, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like this one is more put together. It sounds more like an EP or an album. You know, when you play it, it sounds like thematically and sonically like it could be an album, like a project. You know?
it's very congruent.
Yes.
It flows. I hear ya. That's really cool. I love when albums do that. I love when albums just kind of like they all tie together for one like whole.
Tells a story.
It's a piece of work.
Of course.
Yes.
It is your
Absolutely.
artwork.
Yeah, exactly.
You are artists.
Show the class. But yeah, where can our listeners find you guys if they wanted to listen?
I don't know. Ask a hobo. I don't know.
He'll give you
anywhere.
directions. You're gonna hop on a train. That train's gonna take you to a dock. You're gonna hop on a boat and then go to SoundCloud/B&E.
Underground, I love it.
An important /B&E is B_and_E.
There you go. It will be linked in the description below.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now we have a final question for you.
Our final question for you guys is, what do you guys want our future listeners? I'm so sorry. We might have to cut this out. I'm sorry. Is the final question, are we asking,
What was that?
what I was just about to go into, or your future question.
Do you want to do future question and then last question?
Yeah.
Okay. We can do
Okay.
it that way.
All right, we'll just get that out
Okay.
then. All right. So we're coming to the end of our little interview sesh here. But we
Yeah.
do have a couple final questions for you guys as Joe is hitting his jewel out of my peripheral vision.
I'm
You
gonna
go,
tell
then.
truth on you.
So we are going to have some of my best friends on our next podcast, hopefully, as long as weather conditions permit it. My friends Jen and Dan. So we want to see if you guys would have any questions that we can ask them.
One question.
One question? One question each? Just one question?
One question each.
One question
One,
each.
one question.
One
per
from
guest.
both of y'all.
Any question could be an abstract question. It could be their favorite color. It could be anything about their personal life.
Anything.
Okay.
Anything.
Okay. I'm gonna say so both of your names are just two consonants with a vowel in between, and I wanted to know if that comes up or is, relevant in your relationship as of now, and more importantly, how that connects you to the tendrils of what is and inevitably will be everyone in God all at once. Thank you.
They could be Jan and Den if they really wanted.
Oh my
They could.
gosh.
Jan and Den.
Den.
It would work just fine. And there's the universe where
My name is Den.
oh, it's
Daniel.
what is that short person?
Dennis?
Dennis? No, it's just
Den.
Den.
It's just dead.
And what question for you, Joe?
Where's your favorite place in the world and why?
That's a good
Nice.
fucking
Good.
question.
Short and sweet.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right, well, you'll get to hear what they say. Hopefully.
Couple weeks.
That's promising.
But yeah, we're winding down to our final question.
Final question. Are you
Potentially the most important question.
guys- I think it's the most important question. Are
Save
you
the best for
guys
last.
Strapped and ready to go.
Always.
And loaded.
Yeah.
Guns blazing.
I got to get.
That was my drum roll. So, to this question. What's something that you want our listeners to take away from this episode?
Doesn't have to be like about the episode. It could just be like a message you want the listeners to know.
What
Wrapping
message are
this
you
up.
trying to spread here?
Question everything and define your own truth.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Great job. That's serious. I don't know.
Did I steal your question?
No,
Word for word.
I don't know. I mean, like, shake everyone's hands and say hello, but only before they've gone to the bathroom.
I like that.
Wise words with a helpful hint.
Love that. Where else can they find you on social media if they want to
Hear more of your
hear more of you and know more about you?
Hear more of your
go
conversation.
first?
We have a Facebook, which is just B space apostrophe N apostrophe space E. And we have an Instagram, which is Beanie Productions with 2 S's.
Okay, and that will also be linked in the description below.
Check them out. You will not be sorry.
Thank you guys so much for being our first actual guest.
Yeah,
Lot of
thank
fun.
you.
So grateful and blessed.
Thank you for having us.
It
No
was a
problem.
good time.
It was a good time.
Good conversations
and I feel
we
like
had.
we opened up a lot. And I really like the way that your minds work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very inspiring. You guys are very inspiring.
Cracked open the cans on your noggins.
Yeah. Now, Dominique, where can they find you on social media?
If y'all are interested, you can find me on either Instagram or Twitter at Dommy Darko. That is DOMMY_DARK and the number 0.
And you guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at DanaRenee_ and DanaRenee___. I still haven't changed it. Don't come at me.
It's 2019, bitch. New year, new you.
That's just one more underscore that I just am not ready for, okay?
Take your time.
Thank you.
Slow and steady wins the race, right, Ed?
Yeah.
DANARENEE_ DANARENEE_ on Instagram. And we will see you next week with, well, I always do this. We will talk to you next week
We'll talk things
with
into
our
this.
other friends, Jen and Dan.
Dan and
Hopefully.
Jen. Hopefully we can get them to convert to those names by the end of the podcast. Tune in to find out.
Jen and Jan.
I love you, Dad.
Jen!
Sure, Jan.
Come back!
Bye.
Love you!